Today, we leave Tashkent and travel to one of the most famous cities in Central Asia, Samarkand. The journey itself is part of the experience. We board Uzbekistan's modern high-speed rail, linking the present with a city whose name has echoed through history for more than 2,000 years. As the train moves across the plains, it is hard not to think of the caravans that once crossed this same region, carrying silk, spices, paper, ideas, and religions between China, Persia, India, and the Mediterranean world. But unlike those ancient travelers, we arrive in comfort and speed. In a short time, we reach one of the great names of the Silk Road, Samarkand. For centuries, this city was a meeting point of civilizations. Greeks, Persians, Turks, Arabs, Mongols, and Timurids all passed through here, leaving their mark. And for many visitors, there is one place above all others that symbolizes Samarkand: Registan Square. When we first enter the square, the scale is striking. 3 monumental madrasas face inward from 3 sides, creating one of the most impressive urban spaces anywhere in the world. The word Registan means sandy place, and centuries ago this was the public heart of the city, where people gathered for ceremonies, announcements, trade, and royal events. Today it remains the symbolic center of Samarkand. Directly ahead stands the Ulu Beg Madrasa, built in the early 15th century. Ulu Beg was not only a ruler, but also one of the great astronomers of his age. It is remarkable to think that a man associated with mathematics and the stars commissioned one of the great educational buildings of the Islamic world here in Samarkand. On either side stand the later Sherdor and Tilyakori madrasas, each adding its own beauty and balance to the square. Together they create a scene that feels almost unreal. Blue domes rise above geometric facades, arches tower overhead. Every surface seems alive with tilework, turquoise, cobalt, gold, and white, arranged in patterns of extraordinary precision. The closer we look, the more detail appears. Arabic calligraphy, floral designs, symmetry within symmetry, tiny pieces forming vast surfaces. This is architecture designed not only to impress, but to elevate the mind. Walking through Registan, we're reminded that Samarkand was once one of the intellectual centers of the world. Scholars studied astronomy, mathematics, theology, language, and philosophy here. Knowledge was honored in stone, tile, and space. And yet Registan is not only about the past. As people move through the square today, taking photos, talking quietly, and standing in wonder beneath these facades, the place still lives. Children run across the stones. Families pause in the shade. Travelers from around the world look upward in silence. Some places are famous but disappointing in person. Registan is the opposite. It exceeds expectation. No photograph fully captures the scale, the balance, or the feeling of standing inside this square surrounded by 6 centuries of history. As the light changes, the colors shift. Blue tiles become deeper. Golden details begin to glow. Shadows stretch across the open space. This must be one of the finest settings in all of Central Asia, and it reminds us that the Silk Road was never only about trade. It was also about art, science, language, and the movement of ideas. Samarkand stood at the crossroads of that world, and Registan Square remains its greatest stage. After arriving by high-speed train from modern Tashkent, we find ourselves standing in a place that still belongs to another age. That contrast is part of what makes travel in Uzbekistan so rewarding. Modern life moves quickly, but here, history still stands in stone. What makes Registan even more fascinating is that what we see today is only one chapter in a much longer story. Samarkand was already ancient when many famous European cities did not yet exist. It was known to the Greeks after the campaigns of Alexander the Great, later flourished under Persian and Turkic dynasties, and then reached a new golden age under Timur in the 14th century. Timur known in the west as Tamerlane, chose Samarkand as the capital of his empire. From here, he ruled territories stretching across much of Central Asia, Persia, and beyond. But he did more than conquer. He brought craftsmen, architects, and artists from many lands to transform the city into a showpiece of imperial power. That helps explain why Samarkand feels different from many historic cities. It was designed to impress the world. Registan itself became the ceremonial center of that vision. Royal proclamations were announced here. Markets once operated nearby. Public celebrations took place in this very space. In some periods, punishments were also carried out here, reminding everyone that power and beauty often stood side by side in old empires. Another remarkable fact is how advanced the scholarship here once was. Ulu Beg, whose madrasa stands before us, created one of the finest astronomical observatories of the 15th century. His star catalogue was among the most accurate in the world before the telescope. So when we stand in Registan, we are not only looking at beautiful buildings, we are standing where science, religion, education, politics, and empire all met. And then there is the restoration story. Much of what visitors admire today survived earthquakes, neglect, and centuries of change.